Welcome to the Hillbilly RV channel. Today we are on a new river in a campground down here on the New River. I already said New River. How many times am I going to say New River? Alright, anyhow, got a couple issues with this camper. The converter is making a noise. Kind of sounds like the fan. We're going to get the cover off, expose it, and see if that's what it is. If it is, we're just going to change the converter because I don't have a fan. Usually if the fan's bad, the converter's not far behind it, but anywho. And she's got a light, one light fixture that is just glowing. It won't ever get bright. So we're gonna check those two things out, and I'm gonna take you along. Let's get started. So here is our converter. It says it's a Victor. Looks like an old Parallax to me. So she's been around a while. And I know y'all can't hear it, but there is a ever so slight noise coming out of it. Because the old Parallax, they used Torx screws to hold the cover on. Just had to get the Torx out. Gosh, I haven't worked on one of these converters in forever. Everything's Wifco now. If we end up putting a converter in this, it's going to be a Wifco. That noise you're hearing is the furnace. Of course, the fan only comes on this when it's under a little bit more of a load. When the furnace goes off, the load goes away and the fan goes off. So does the noise. But we're gonna check it out real good. Hear that? It does sound like the fan. I have to go get some sockets, and we'll pull that thing out a little bit. Let's make sure it's the fan, but I believe it is. That's what it sounds like. Actually, I brought a straight screwdriver in. We can get them out with that. Oh, the wires aren't going to allow me to do that. I've got to get the wires. Yeah, that's not going to allow me to slip it out without disconnecting it first. So before I do all that, I have to go out and see if there's a battery on this, unhook the battery, and expose the 110 volt wires over here so we can get them out. So I'll be right back. Okay, we got a white and a blue wire coming out of the lower section of the converter up here to this board. The white wire must be on the back. Blue wire's right there. Batteries are disconnected, and I cut the breaker off for the converter, so all this 12 volt stuff is dead over here. Get the two screws. I already got one. Get both of them screws out of that board so we can see the back side of it. Yeah, like I say, blue wires there, white wires over there. I think I've got to get a smaller straight screwdriver to get that white wire out. Nope, I got it. Boy, that was incredibly loose, actually. Let's do this. You want to turn this back on?
Sure.
That's the easiest way to load the system a little bit. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. All right, you can cut it back off. That ground wire was really, really loose. There, I'll cut her off. Oh. All right, that ground wire was really, that ground wire was really, really loose. So I just want to make sure it wasn't sizzling and making that noise, and it wasn't. It's all right, now we got to get this wire here loose. Power wire. Where you can't see on the back side of that board. Just trust me. Alright, now we can get these wires out of the way. Alright. Now we gotta get the 110 volt wires undone. And yeah, all this stuff is live, so we're just going to touch what we have to. I'll get the breaker off. Oh, get one breaker off. As usual, they got another circuit piggybacked on the converter. So get it off. Figure out which wires are the ground and the neutral for the lower section. I believe that's it. Should have brought needle nose pliers in. Yep, that's that. And I know there's a ground, is there not? Oh, nope, there's not. It's just a neutral and a hot. So now we can get this out of here. Got that pretty tangled up. There's that fan. That's our offender, I'm sure. Now, as you can see, if you've watched any of my videos before, or you've been in your converter, we need to see if we can get the guts out of this, slip our new converter in this metal box, and put that metal box back. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I think that is doable. So let's go out to the truck and we'll see. Now, they really don't want this thing to come apart. It's a bunch of rivets. We're gonna have to drill these rivets out. We'll just put rivets back. We got to do that so we can get the screws that hold the converter in this box. And we've got to drill those crimps out right there, and then our new converter will slip right back in this metal box. So now, yes, I could have ordered direct replacement for this. I think they're quite a bit more expensive, and I don't have them on truck. So this lady does not really want me to have to come back another day with a more expensive part. So I just got those, just 5 rivets, held the lid on. And yes, I mean, that fan is a plug and play item, but in today's world, we're doing good to get whole appliances like this, much less components that go inside. I doubt seriously, even back before COVID, I doubt seriously if you could have probably got that fan. And maybe you could, I don't know. There's like 5 torque screws holds this down to the bottom of the case. Oh, nope. 6 torque screws. And nope, 7 torque screws. And then I have to drill a couple of crimps out over here. I forgot about those. I wouldn't have turned the camera on right yet. I have to drill those 2 crimps out. Well, that's all it was. See if that's enough. Oh, there's more screws somewhere. Holy crap. They did not want this thing. They did not want this thing coming apart, did they? Oh, now it's got some little pegs right here. Rather than trying to squeeze in pegs to release them on the other side, we're just going to do this right here. We'll release them. We don't need them anymore. We don't need those where we're going. Well, never would have dreamed it would be that hard to cut. Here comes the choo-choo train. choo-choo train's gone now. There's one stand that they had in here for that board that I need to knock out. It's in the way. So let me see if that should knock out. Y'all gonna think it's an earthquake, but just hang on there a minute. There we go. Now, the new lower section will go right in there. We will just take and put a couple self-tapper screws in that, put our lid back on, and rivet it down. Just like so. Think we're gonna have to drill a hole here for our or you know what, we're gonna have to put it in there this way anyway. We're gonna make sure our wires are long enough. I believe they are. Yeah, they'll be long enough. I gotta drill a I'll have to drill a hole over here for our 12-volt wires though, and I'll put some kind of grommet in that hole. So let me see if I have a grommet, what size grommet, and I'll know what size to drill that hole. So this is not a direct replacement, but it works, and it works just fine. Got another grommet installed, this one, for our wires. Go through, got the top riveted back on, got the lower section held in with two self-tappers. Let's go reinstall. So we just slip her right back in the hole and screw it right back in just exactly like it was. And this thing will be ready to rock and roll. Trying to remember which screws did what. Must have been these ones. Yeah, looks right. Find out here in just a second. Yep, that'd be them. You have to put this, you have to put that metal back in there because that's what holds the door on. That's where your 4 screws go in the bottom of the door to hold the door on. I have to go get a ring terminal. I forgot. I should have done that while I was outside. I got to get a ring terminal to put on that so we can put it back on that bolt. The ground wire should be fine. It should go right in that lug, and then our 110-volt wires will go right back where they are. Now we do have a ground wire that we didn't have a while ago. So let me get this all wired back up, just like I de-wired it. Get a ring terminal on this so we put it back on that bolt, and we'll be back to test. All right. It's all wired back up. Got our 12-volt wire hooked up. This should be our battery voltage. So y'all can see that, 13.2. This should be battery voltage. Alright, let's turn the converter on. Now this converter is an automatic. It switches between lithium and lead acid, so it'll take it a little while to figure out what kind of battery we have. So that should calm down here in a little bit. Alright, well that's a done deal. Now we'll go over and look at this light. I'm going to button this up, put the cover and everything back on, and then we'll go look at that light. Here is that light. She's put different bulbs in it. She said that's as bright as it ever gets. I'm touching the switch and it's kind of blinking. Huh, okay. Let me pull this fixture down real quick. See what's going on here. Alright, so I just pulled that fixture down. I want to check the voltage here. Make sure we're getting 13 something to this light. Maybe y'all be able to see that. 13.5. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the voltage. I think that switch is going to be flaky. Just to test that theory, we could bypass that switch. Yep. Yep, it's a bad switch. Alright, we're just going to put a toggle switch in the place of that push button switch. It will be the same thing, and it should work fine. So I'll just have to take the old push button switch out of here, put the toggle switch in. Should be a direct replacement. Alright, that fixed the light. I just got to get all them wires stuffed back up that little hole right there and put the light back to the ceiling. Well, there you have it, folks. We fixed the noisy fan in the converter and we fixed the light. So that's going to be it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. I can't talk anymore. Don't forget to leave a comment, criticism, concern. I'm probably going to go up the road and fix another one. Y'all have a fantastic day.